Hello and welcome for today's monthly community event for My Period Data is Mine. On the call, we have Marcel, and we have myself, Daniela, and we want to give you a quick update on what happened since last time we met. So first of all, My Period Data is Mine is wholeheartedly supporting Kamala Harris for president. She is the only option, in my opinion, who can take the United States of America forward into a positive future. Personally, I don't think there's an issue with her not having given birth herself, since ultimately Donald Trump didn't, Joe Biden didn't, Barack Obama didn't, George W. Didn't either. So none of the presidents or historic presidents in the US have ever given birth themselves. So why should it be a requirement this time round? So Kamala for president, let's all get behind her and support a positive future that's leading us into a progressive and better world for everyone.
Exactly.
And with that, Marcel, do you want to take over with updates from your side?
Well, I'm going to talk about it from a technical perspective. Been spending a lot of time getting the minimum viable product, also known as an MVP, going. So we've basically got the data entry, data display, so that you can basically, on each day, open up the app, enter your data for the day, save it in the encrypted database, and be able to view it tomorrow or whenever else you unlock your database using your passcode. So the data is installed in your encrypted database. You're able to view it, you're able to edit it, you're able to update it every day. And that basically is the basic functionality of any period tracker, is to be able to store the data, daily data in there. What we do still need to do before we release that as the initial version for people to start testing is to agree on what the data fields should be, what the actual entries should be, what we should call them, and things like that. So, not being a menstruator myself, I don't know. I don't know what those fields should be. I've taken a guess based on some of the other period tracking apps as to what they on their data, but I would like to sit down with somebody who has a better understanding of what data we want to keep track of on a daily basis before we release the initial version, because otherwise it will be like some other period trackers out there that have clearly been created by non-menstruators, and that doesn't quite capture the data that people are interested in capturing, both at a personal level and from their medical professional who they want to share that data with perspective. So hopefully we can sit down, you and I, at a minimum, but also anybody else who wants to get involved, and just agree what those fields should be. These fields are not going to be set in stone anyway, so we can update them and change them, but it's always a good starting point, have a good starting point.
Yes, and to everyone watching out there, do get in touch. Please, please do get in touch, because my experience may be a bit niche. It is, given my medical history, it may be a bit different to the normal person out there. So do get in touch, because I can only talk from my own personal perspective rather than talking for everyone. Also, one of the features I would like to have and see in there, and I've requested, is to be able to add your own features. So if something that happens for you regularly, but that is not part of the initial MVP, that you can add to it yourself. So it's not there just now, as Marcel pointed out, but it should be included in a more final version. So
Okay.
if you're interested in having your symptoms in there, because like me, you may be a little bit niche, or not, you may be the most normal person out there, then do get in touch and help us make it the best period tracker there is out there on the market, so that everyone can benefit from it.
Yes.
So is there anything else, or did I just cut
No,
you?
no, no. That's basically what I've been working on at the moment. I think it looks good. Also, it's using the standard template and things like that. So the layout is something that would want to work at going forward. So if anybody's a good UI designer and would like to work on that side of things to be able to lay it out and make it look and feel the way people would like to see it looking and feeling, that would also be appreciated. But I'm just using the very standard layouts that are provided by the Android code base. I've not been doing any fancy styling or designing and things like that. That's all stuff that can be done going forward. And even to the extent, as you said, to be able to get people to do their own styling and design going forward as well might be an interesting feature that people would like to look at and see going forward. Because I've not seen that in other period tracking apps that people can change the fonts and colors and things like that. So I don't know if that's important to people or not, but again, if it is, then please let us know.
Personally, again, I think it may be important because whilst I like things more on the minimalist side of things and functional, there are people who prefer more flowery style or pink even. And I'm not saying every woman likes pink things. All I'm saying, there are some that do. There are some that prefer blue, different colors, gold, silver, whatever you like,
Exactly.
different fonts. Just trying to make it personal for whoever is using it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think is important. Maybe not the most important thing first and foremost.
Yeah, no, exactly. Getting the MVP out there so people can start using it, I think, is the most important goal at the moment. So I'd like to get that sorted before we meet again next time.
Yes. The reason why it's important, just as a few thoughts at the end now, or end of our update, is that according to some data sources, there are roughly 300 million people who have the period on any given day. So any given day of the year, 300 million people. That's nearly as many people as live in the USA or who live in Europe. It's a lot, is all I'm saying. It's a lot of people, and that's why my comment about different styles and fonts and color schemes.
Exactly.
And also different symptoms and side effects whilst on the period or between the periods, trying to become pregnant, trying to avoid pregnancy, and so on. So there are a lot of people out there.
And that's another aspect that we're going to need help with is the translations. So the initial version will be in English. We should be able to create a few of the more common languages translations quite quickly ourselves because we have that background. But we will need help with all those other languages that exist out in the world going forward. So again, if you would like to see the My Period Data is Mine app in your language, and you are happy to help with the translations, please get in touch because we can get that across to you and we can get those translations into the app as easily enough. I mean, it's designed to be translation friendly, so that's something that we can built into already into the design.
Yes, that would help an awful lot. Now, the reason why all of this is important, and your help would be really important, or is really important as well, is not only are 300 million people out there menstruating on any given day, but a new report showed that give or take 65,000 people in abortion banned states in the US are being raped. And that means there's 65,000 babies being born that where at least one of the parents is not the loving kind. So, in order to keep everyone as safe as possible, a period tracker really can help. It won't protect you from one of the worst imaginable events in your life, but what it can do is if you're trying to not become pregnant, to give you an indication of when is it safer to have intercourse and when is it less safe, for example, things like those. The reason why we're suggesting you have a look at our period tracker is that it is encrypted from the database up. So the database is encrypted, the app is encrypted, the phone has an encryption on top of it. So at every step of the way, you will need a password to log in. You will have other safety features around it, because it does not take a long time to break into your mobile phone encryption and safety features. So the FBI can do that regularly in about a day or two. And for that reason, it's really, really important to be aware of where your data is and how it is being treated. So my safety tips, common safety tips, not only related to your period, but in general, don't share your data. As simple as that, just don't put it out there. If something is important enough to write it down, for example, when your period is, or when you have ovulation pain, or anything related to your health, especially for women, make sure you get the right app. Just like a banking app, you don't just want to take anything, you want to have the best app out there. And my suggestion is read through the description of the app. What are they sharing? What information are they sharing with third parties? Is it encrypted on the way? Is it encrypted at database level? Is it encrypted on the servers? All of those little details, have a look at it, sit down and read. I know everyone out there can read and can have a look at what the companies tell them. And once you read the description in the app, in the Play Store, then go and look at the privacy policy. Does it match up? If you see that the app says, oh, we're not sharing any data at all, but the privacy policy says, well, we may just sell your data to somebody else, go and think about it. You are smart enough. Take some time, read, think, read again, think again, make sure you understand what you're signing up to. It's really important. Currently, women still go to prison for losing their child. Sometimes not even a planned abortion. Sometimes women simply lose their child for medical reasons, stress, sometimes even. And it's not only in the US where women end up in prison. There are plenty of cases in the UK. And for everyone in the EU out there saying, oh, that's far, far away. No, it isn't. There's Poland, there's Hungary, and Germany as well. So please, anyone who is capable of having a baby inside of them, please make sure that you're safe out there. Read through the description of the apps, read through the privacy policy, and only then decide to download an app and put your information in there. Deleting the data is not good enough, because the data will be held on the servers, there will be backups for some time to come. So deleting the app in and of itself is not going to save you. So before you put your data out there, read through, think through, just be smart about it. I know you're smart, I know you can do it. So please keep yourself safe. That's my tip for today. I know it's may not sound very cheery, but it can help you.
Yeah.
and
And let's be clear that My Period Data is Mine app is the most private, the most secure, and the only one that's encrypted and stored only on your phone that we know of at the moment.
So, and on that happy note, we are still looking for support, as Marcel mentioned. If you have user interface design skills, please get in touch. If you have symptoms that you think other people may not know about, or other people may not experience, or if you think you're the most normal person on the planet, do get in touch. That would really be helpful. If you think that, oh, you don't have the time, but you have some money, we would appreciate donations as well. So you can help us through one of donations, and more importantly, on Patreon via repeat donations as well. we will be making our app available for free. So if you donate $100, that means it's the equivalent of 10 downloads compared to most normal standard apps out there. Quick note, I forgot to mention earlier before you or when you consider choosing a period tracker. If it is a period tracker you pay for, the ones I've seen so far are in the region of about $10, which is a reasonable price. But that would indicate that it is a company, a normal C Corp in the US or a normal standard company, and in many countries, definitely in the US of a limited company or corporation has the sole point to maximize profits. So unless management maximizes profits, they are actually committing an illegal activity. Even if they make some profits, if it could be more, then that's not good enough. In other words, if they have your data and they have your money, they could make more money if they were to sell your data. Again, try and make this one point of consideration before downloading and using a period tracker. If they're asking for money, chances are they will be selling your data at some point down the line for the simple fact it's a legal requirement to maximize profits, and that can only happen if they sell your data. Think about it, keep it in mind. If you're a legal professional and what I said is incorrect, please get in touch and correct me. I'd rather know I'm wrong than pretend I know everything. So if I'm wrong, tell me and we'll put the correction out there. But otherwise, just know that most companies have to maximize profits, and that means selling your data. Okay, those were my main points for today. Keeping yourself safe, thinking about the data you put out there, think about the apps you're trying to use. It helps. It doesn't take a long time. It helps. It makes life easier as well.
And if you're a US citizen, vote Kamala Harris.
Yes, vote for the one.
For your sake and your children's sake and everybody's sake.
Yes. After all, she does know what it means to bring up children versus the other candidate who doesn't even remember his children's names. I think it says it all, but it may just be me. Who knows? I'm umming and ahhing a lot today. I think from my perspective, that's all I had for you today.
No, that's good. I think it's a good update, and I think it's a good reminder to everyone as to how important the application is and why we're doing it, why it's so important to us as well, to make sure that everyone is safe as possible out there, especially with this critical information, critical data.
Yes. And especially given the election cycle.
Yeah.
But happy thoughts, good vibes, and a big hug to everyone out there. I hope to see you in a month's time.
Yeah.
In the middle of November. We are now back to our monthly events. We have started putting regular updates on Mastodon. If you want to follow us, you can find us under My Period Data is Mine. Our website will be updated in the run of this week, and we're back to full strength now. And I hope we're going to grow and see you soon next month.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.